So, welcome to today's lecture, that is Signals and Systems. Very good afternoon to one and all. I think some more people are joining. Let us wait 2 to 3 minutes. Sumant, is everything is okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Please mute your mic.
Screen.
No, I have not shared my screen yet. Please wait for some time. Okay. So, very good afternoon to one and all. See again. For today's class, that is Signals and Systems, I think we have discussed some more points in the yesterday's class. Is my screen is visible to everyone? Is my screen is visible to everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Sir.
Right. See, already we have started our actual subject, that is Signals and Systems, and we have seen please all of you mute your mics. Okay, right. So let us quickly start our actual subject, that is Signals and Systems. Already we have discussed about the objectives and we have seen the outcomes of signals and systems. And we have seen the basic signal definition. So signal is a physical quantity which varies with respect to an independent variable. Some more people are okay. Signals are basically classified into two types: only continuous time signals and discrete time
Okay,
signals.
sir.
Right? Please all of you mute your mics and mute your video. Please all of you mute your mics and please stop your video. Okay. See, this is the basic signal example: triangular waveform and sine waveform. So you can take any as an example. Okay. Multi-dimensional signal example is picture. And after that, so we have seen the basic definitions: continuous time signal and discrete time signal also. So here I forgot to tell you one important point, that the representation of continuous time signal and the representation of discrete time signal. So x of small t is the representation for the continuous time signal, and x of n. So here you can see these are denoted by x of n. So in the PowerPoint presentation, I'm going to place my cursor at x of n. Please all of you mute your mics. Please mute your mics. See here in the PowerPoint presentation, I am going to place my cursor at x of n. Okay, so here x of t. So here x of small t represents continuous time signal and the x of small n represent discrete time signals. Okay, so the representation is also very, very important. So already we have
Sir, please wait for 1 minute. Sir, please. Roll number 259, please mute yourself. Roll number 59, please mute yourself. Okay, sir, you will continue.
Okay, so as we have discussed about the continuous time signals and discrete time signals yesterday, and we have, I think we have stopped at our presentation at this particular slide. Please see this. There's a problem. Sketch the continuous time signal x of t is equal to 2 sine pi t over an interval 0 to 2, and sample the discrete time signal with a sampling period of capital T is equal to 0.2 seconds, and sketch the discrete time signal. See what he has. First of all, you have to understand, or you have to analyze the problem by studying 2 or 3 times, right? So most of the times, 90% cases, you will get the solution from the problem itself. So what you are going to find and what you are asked to determine and what you have been given, these are very important, right? So in this particular problem, x of t is equal to 2 sine pi t. See, you don't know the representation and you don't know how the shape of 2 sine pi t. So first of all, you are asked to draw x of t is equal to 2 sine pi t over an interval 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to 2. See, as I already we have discussed about the interval. So whenever we are using the word continuous time signal means you will have infinite number of values are existing in between 0 and 2. Okay, and from that signal, by using that continuous time signal, you are asked to sketch the discrete time signal. For that purpose, the sampling time period capital T is equal to 0.2 seconds has been given. So in this problem, you are having two cases. In first case, you are asked to determine you are asked to draw the continuous time signal, and in the second case you are asked to sketch the discrete time signal. Okay, let us see the solution. Okay, let us see the solution. Now please see here, all of you see here. So I request each and every one of you that you please maintain a notebook and pen along with you. Why? Because this is not a theoretical subject. I'm not going to say that this is not completely theoretical subject. This is problematic subject. You are going to understand the subject only if you practice the problems when I'm showing my content on the slide. Okay. So here I asked you to draw or represent x of t. So you are asked to sketch the signal x of t, that is equal to 2 sine pi t. Initially you don't know the shape of the waveform, but we know the sine waveform is which is defined from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay, if anybody is having any doubts, you please wait for the end of the session. So at the end of the session, I will give you 5 minutes time to ask to clarify your doubts. Please don't draw on the PPT. Okay, don't draw. Please don't write. Now please see here. Now please see here, t is equal to 0. Here I am going to take some random values. Why? Because in between 0 and 2 you will have infinite number of values are existing. So it is not possible to take that much of or that many values are in between 0 and 2. So that is why I am considering, okay, I am considering some random values for time. Time t is equal to 0. This is one value, and time t is equal to 0.5. This is another value. Time t is equal to 1. This is another one. Time t is equal to 1.5. This is another one. And time t is equal to 2. This is another one. So randomly, I have taken 5 values which are defined from 0 to 2. Okay. So at t is equal to 0, what is x of t? So basically, we have seen the basic example for continuous time signal. So on the x-axis, we are going to consider time, and on y-axis, we are going to consider the magnitude of that particular function. See, sometimes I'm using the word function and sometimes I'm using the word signal. Both are same, input signal, or sometimes you may call that same thing as a input function. So here x of t is the function that he has given, that 2 sine pi t, right? So t is equal to 0. For the first value, I'm going to substitute in the given function. If you substitute t is equal to 0 here, what you will get? 2 sine pi t, 2 sine pi into 0. Okay. Wait. So here, substitute. Are you able to see what I am writing on the PPT?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Substitute t is equal to 0 in 2 sine, sorry, x of t is equal to 2 sine pi into t. So here pi is nothing but 180 degrees. Please do remember. Okay, now substitute all the values what you have taken as a random values of t. Substitute t is equal to 0 in x of t is equal to 2 sin pi into t. Now for your convenience, I'm going to write down it as 180 degrees. 180 degrees. Okay. Now please all of you see here. So when I substitute t is equal to 0 in x of t is equal to 2 sin pi t. So t is equal to 0. T is equal to 0 into 180 degrees. You will get 0. So sin 0 means 0. So 2 into 0, you will get 0. Right? Similarly, if you substitute t is equal to 0.5, okay, 180 degrees multiplied by 1 by 2. What you will get? 180 degrees divided by 2 means 90. Sin 90 is 1. So sin 91 is substituted here. So 2 sin pi t means 2 into sin 90. That you will get 2. So if you substitute t is equal to 1 here, so what you will get? X of 1 is equal to, or x of t is equal to 2 sin pi multiplied by t. So pi multiplied by 1 means you will get only 180 degrees. So sin 180 is 0. So likewise, you will get different values different values of x of t for different values of time. So here I have taken only 5 random values. At t is equal to 0, you will get x of t. So here, please see here. Now please see here. At t is equal to 0, x of t is equal to 0. Now at t is equal to 0.5. At t is equal to 0.5. X of t is equal to, what is the magnitude? Magnitude here is x of t is equal to 2. 2. Here the magnitude, you can clearly see my cursor. Okay. Here you can see clearly my cursor. Here I am using my cursor at the amplitude is equal to 2. Now, if you substitute t is equal to 1 here, what you will get? X of t is equal to again 0. So likewise, at t is equal to 1.5, at t is equal to 1.5, you will get the magnitude as minus 0.2. Now you can clearly show, or you can clearly see my cursor. So similarly, at a t is equal to 2, x of t is equal to 0. Okay. So likewise, so I have picked some 5 different random values and I have marked the magnitudes of x of t on the x-axis and y-axis. So you can join or you can combine all the magnitudes, you will get the sine waveform like this. You can get the sine waveform like this. So basically, before starting of the problem, you don't know the shape of 2 sin pi t. But after completing or after taking some random values of time, you can visualize that a sine waveform comes from 2 sin pi, x of t is equal to 2 sin pi t. So this is how you are going to sketch the continuous time signal x of t is equal to 2 sin pi into t. So as I already told you that you will have infinite number of values are existing between 0 and 2. Okay. Basically a doubt comes in your mind that, sir, why you have taken only 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2. So for our convenience, always we take our convenience to represent the signals. If you want, you can take 0.2, or if you want, you can take 0.25, or if you want, you can take 0.35 also. Okay, but whatever it may be, finally the shape of 2 sin pi t is only the sinusoidal function which is defined from 0 to 2, right? Now, after that, you are asked to sketch the discrete time signal from the same function 2 sin pi t. Okay. Now we will see how to draw the discrete time signal from the given continuous time function, that is x of t is equal to 2 sin pi t. Okay. Now you please see here. So this formula. So I am placing my cursor. You please see my cursor. X of n is equal to x of n into capital T, that is equal to x of t at t is equal to nt. That means already I have given you the formula when I defined the discrete time signal. So here x of n represents the discrete time signal. Here x of small n into capital T represents the sampled signal. Sampled signal or discrete time signal, both are same. Okay. X of nt, how the x of nt will comes? So that you can obtain from x of t only by replacing small t is equal to n into capital T. Already I told you that n is an integer which is defined from 0 to infinity. So integer means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. up to infinity. Okay, but in this particular case also we are going to consider the random values. We are going to pick up some random values of time. Why? Because it is not possible to draw the complete shape of the waveform from 0 to infinity. So likewise, x of c here, capital T is equal to 0.2 seconds. That has been already mentioned in the given problem itself. Okay, T is equal to capital T is equal to 0.2 seconds is already given in your problem itself. So here n is an integer which is equal to 0 for the first time, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. up to 10. So likewise, you are going to get a discrete time signal from the continuous time signal. So how do you convert the continuous time to discrete time signal? By the use of sampling. Sampling is nothing but the process of measuring the magnitude at particular instant of time. So see here, x of n. So already the function has been given. So x of 0.2n. So x of n is equal to 2 sine pi t. Now you need to replace that small t by 0.2 into n. You please see here, x of 0.2n. So small t is equal to 0.2 into n. So our function 2 sine pi t now becomes as x of n is equal to 2 sine pi into 0.2n. So that will becomes as 2 sine 0.2 into pi into n. So every time you are going to substitute n is equal to 0 here, 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and up to 10. So likewise you will get only the 10 samples. So here the sample representation is like this. So for example, if you substitute n is equal to 0 here, what you will get? X of 0 is equal to 2 sine 0.2 into pi into 0. So everything is 0. So sine 0 is equal to 0. So x of 0 is equal to 0. What happens if we substitute n is equal to 1 here? X of 1 is equal to 2 into sine 0.2 multiplied by pi multiplied by 1. So 1 multiplied by 180 degrees means obviously you will get 180 degrees. So 180 degrees multiplied by 0.2. So what you will get, that you can substitute here. So 2 into sine 0.2 pi value is given by 1.175. Now please see here. So this is completely x-axis and y-axis. On x-axis I have taken n. This is index. N represents index. And on y-axis I am considering x of n. That is the magnitude of the function. So at n is equal to 0, what is x of 0? 0. At n is equal to 1, what is x of 1? 1.175. That means here the sample is shown, that value is given by 1.175. At 2, n is equal to 2, the sample, what is the sample value? 1.902. So similarly at n is equal to 3 also, the sample value is given by 1.902. So likewise you are going to get the discrete time signal from 0 to 10. So at the beginning of the class itself, I told you the definition of discrete time signal. So the signal which is defined at particular instance of time only. Now this example will gives you the clear information regarding the discrete time signal. Now what is the value or what is the information which is in between 0 and 1 here in this problem? Can anyone tell me, please? Unmute your mic and speak. What is the information? Do you have any information between 0 and 1? Anyone?
No, sir.
Yes. So you will have information only at n is equal to 0 and only at n is equal to 1, and you do not have any information regarding 0 and 1. So at 0 you will have one sample, at 1 you will have another sample, at 2 you will have another sample. So in between any two consecutive samples you don't have information. So this is the example for discrete time signal. So discrete time signal is only defined at a particular instance of time. Are you clear? Okay, let us move on to the next one. Now see here, the next topic is, this is a very important topic, elementary or basic continuous time signals. Okay, so before going to the classification, original classification of signals, okay, first of all you need to understand what are the different types of signals that are present. Okay, so before going to see that topic, you should have some information regarding this continuous time signals. Now, please all of you look at this one. Elementary or basic, both are same. Elementary signals or basic continuous time signals are same. Okay, so there are different types of continuous time signals which are present, are known as standard test signals. Please do remember, this is a very important question for 2 marks. Very important question for 2 marks. What are the, please mute your mics. Please mute your mics.
మీరు పాఠాలు చెప్పడం
Please mute your
ఆపేయండి.
mics. Okay, so known as standard test signals, which are useful for the analysis of any event system. So what do you mean by standard test signals, and how particularly these signals which are shown on the PPT are called standard test signals? Why? Because these signals can be easily generated in our laboratories. So what are the signals which are easily generated from our laboratories? Unit step signal, unit ramp signal, unit parabolic signal, and impulse signal. Okay, so these are the 4 types of basic signals which are comes under continuous time case. Later we'll define the same signal for discrete case also. That is another thing. But here I am going to tell you the importance of standard test signals. Okay, now we'll see one by one. What is unit step signal? What is ramp signal? What is unit parabolic signal? What is impulse signal? Okay, so here I will show you, or I will define the unit step signal. Okay, so in brackets I have mentioned function. That means sometimes I'm using the word signal, or sometimes I'm also using the word function. Both are same. Input signal or input function, output signal or output function. Okay, whatever it may be, whatever may be the name, but the function is function or signal, both are same. Now please see here, unit step function is defined as u of t is equal to 1 for t greater than or equal to 0, and u of t is equal to 0 for t less than 0. Okay, so this is the mathematical representation of unit step signal or unit step function. Mathematical representation, u of t. Mathematically, that unit step signal is denoted with u of t. Please remember the notation u of t. Why? Because throughout the signals and systems we are using this particular terminology. Okay, everywhere unit step signal, which is only defined, that means that function is having value only when t greater than or equal to 0. That means from 0 to infinity, that's value existing, and for remaining values of time, that value does not exist. So here I have represented a letter t. That t is nothing but from minus infinity to plus infinity. T may be existing from minus infinity to plus infinity. So from minus infinity to 0, that value is not defined, and from 0 to infinity, that value is equal to 1. So that is represented graphically as shown in the figure. See here, I am using my cursor. Okay, I am using my cursor here. U of t, I am taking u of t on y-axis, and I have taken time on x-axis. So here I have represented a very important point here. See here, I'm using my cursor at 1. That means unit, that's magnitude is equal to 1. Okay, now you come to a conclusion that why I'm using unit step signal. That means step is having some magnitude is equal to 1, then it becomes unit step signal. So that's value is equal to 1 from 0 to infinity, and for remaining values of time, that value is not defined. Okay, now here I have shown a problem on my PowerPoint presentation. Please see here, represent graphically a signal u of t minus a. That means u of t, already you people know that u of t is a unit step signal. Then how it is differentiated from the normal unit step signal? So here u of t minus a means that step signal is delayed by delay. Please listen carefully the words delay and advancement. Delay means here I am using the symbol negative. Suppose if it is advanced means I am using plus, positive sign here. So here u of t, you are asked to represent this particular signal graphically, u of t minus a. So as we already know that the basic definition of unit step signal is u of t is equal to 1 for t greater than or equal to Okay, t greater than or equal to 0, and which is equal to 0 for other values of time. So here u of t minus a is not completely different from unit step signal. That unit step signal is delayed by a units. Now see here, this graphical representation will show or will give you the clear information. So in the earlier case, the signal starts at t is equal to 0. But in this particular case, this unit step signal is delayed by a units. So see here, okay, a unit. So from a to infinity, that's value is equal to 1, and for remaining values of the time, that's value is not defined. That means 0, or sometimes I'm using the word otherwise. Okay, now see here, unit ramp function. So similarly, likewise, whenever I'm using unit before the function, that means ramp function or parabolic function or step function, whatever it may be, when I'm using unit before the function, obviously the magnitude of that particular function is equal to 1. So here unit ramp function is like, so see here, the mathematical representation, mathematically that unit ramp function is denoted with r of t, which is equal to t for t greater than or equal to 0, and which is equal to 0 for t less than 0. This graph will gives you the clear information. So whatever may be the points, whenever you are going to find out the slope along with this line, you will get 1. Slope is equal to 1, always you will get 1. Now please see here, on y-axis I am considering r of t, and on x-axis I am considering t. So time on x-axis and the magnitude on y-axis. So here this is 1, and here this is 2. If you want to find out the slope in between 1 and 2, now what is the value you will get? You will get only 1. If you want to find out the slope between 2 and 3, what you will get? Again the slope is equal to 1. So slope is always equal to 1 on this particular line. So that is why this is denoted with r of t is equal to t for t greater than or equal to 0, and r of t is equal to 0, t less than 0. But here he is using r of t is equal to t, but it is not t, it is 1. Or sometimes you can take it as t itself, t is equal to 1. Okay, now please see here, again the same mathematical expression can also be denoted with r of t is equal to t into in terms of u of t. So whatever may be the function, you are going to multiply with unit step function, again you will get 1, you will get the same function. So here t is multiplied by u of t. T is multiplied by u of t means u of t is already defined, that is equal to 1 from 0 to infinity. If you multiply the same function with the t, you will get t only. So here, see here, the ramp function can be obtained by applying unit step function to an integrator. Okay, already you people already, I think you have practiced some examples in your electronic subjects already. Electronic laboratory is also there. There you can generate your unit step function or unit ramp function from the integrator or differentiator concepts. Okay, so integrator concept to differentiator. So from the integrator you can apply unit step function. Definitely you will get the ramp function. Okay, and for the differentiator, if you are applying unit step signal or unit step function as the input, you will get the unit ramp function. Now you will have one more function, that is unit parabolic function. So this is the mathematical representation. P of t is equal to t square by parabola.
Sir, screen కనబడట్లేదు sir.
Sir, screen కనబడట్లేదు.
Wait.
అవును సార్.
Wait. Is my screen is visible? Is my screen is
No,
visible?
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you. So,
Yes sir.
okay. Now let us quickly go to our actual slide. Now see here, this is a parabolic function. See, all these functions are not new to you people. Why? Because already you know these functions very well known in your mathematics. So we know parabola, we know the shape of parabola also. So, but you need to remember one point here, whether it may be unit step signal, or whether it may be unit ramp signal, or whether it may be unit parabolic function, or whether it may be unit impulse function. All these functions are defined only from 0 to infinity, and the value is not defined from minus infinity to 0. That is the one thing you need to remember here. Now see here, impulse function. This is a very, very important function. Impulse function, mathematically it can be represented with like this, delta of t. So from minus infinity to plus infinity, that's value integral. And one more point, You need to apply integration for continuous time signals. Integration, that means area under minus infinity to plus infinity. So that's value is equal to 1. Whatever may see, you don't consider the limits, whatever may be the value of time, but it is only defined at t is equal to 0. That is defined in graphical representation. Please see here, I have marked that sample at only t is equal to 0. That's value is equal to 1. So mathematically it can represent it with the delta of t is equal to 1 for t is equal to 0, or it is equal to 0 otherwise. Okay. And this is a problem. We shall discuss this problem in tomorrow's class. Please ask your doubts. If you have any doubts, you please ask me.